try and stay to one side so you can see what I'm doing. Right, let's have a look at you all. Hiya Brenda, hiya Jackie, hiya Julie, hiya Pam, hiya Miranda. Oh, he won't go in the paddling pool. I had to force him in with treats. And I didn't want to like keep dunking him in because I didn't want him to be scared of it. So yeah, I think I've been in the pool more than him. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, I was going to do tonight, but ironically, how bizarre is this? It's been really, really warm, and then between 5 and 7, it's going to rain. So I thought I'm not going to set up and then it start raining. So I'm going to have a go at painting. Let me just show you what I'm going to be painting, because I know it's only like. So I'm going to be painting this. I don't know if you can see it as I can, but there's loads of wildflowers. But look at the view. So that's what I'm going to paint. Then what I'll keep doing is, whilst I'm doing it, I'll keep zooming in from time to time so you can see what I'm doing. It's going to be a mixture of detailed and abstract. So I'm going to get the focal point in, it's a house. I'm going to get the beautiful sky in, because look at the sky. And this in the foreground, I'm going to do quite abstract. I've got my sunglasses on instead of my glasses, so I don't know how precise it's all going to be, because I can't see brilliantly. But we'll have a go, won't we? And if it works, we'll do a few more of these. My phone is with me whilst I'm painting, so if I'm in the way of anything or you're not understanding anything, I'm going to explain as I carry on. Just let me know in the comments. I'll be constantly looking down on them. Hiya Rose, how are you, chick? Right, I'm going to get me a big brush. And I'm just going to start painting some of these greens in. I mean, really, ideally, if you was wanting to do this properly, it's just that I haven't got my heat gun outside, so I can't use the heat gun. This bit of the house that is quite white, you would do in masking fluid first. Masking fluid is a glue that is for watercolour that you mask off the image that you want to stay white, and then at the end you peel it off. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a hint of I've mixed rose and burnt sienna. So I'm going in with the lightest colour first, because don't forget, with watercolour, this is going to dry really quick as well. With watercolour, you start with your lighter colours first. So I'm just going to get all this here at the bottom quite wet. It's almost like this rose and the burnt sienna. Is it the burnt sienna? Oh no, it might be the sepia. Mixed together makes a bit of a skin tone. It's really good for skin tones. So I'm just slapping that on because I know that that's going to be my undertone, and it's probably the lightest colour out there. Pam, you absolutely can. I'm sure I could have about 10 people around here and it'd be fine. I'm going to go in with the Zap Green and the Sienna. Normally, your background colours are a little bit muted to the ones that are in the foreground. It doesn't matter if this drips down because that's what I want it to do. I don't have to jiggery my paper today, do I? It's just doing it for me. So what have y'all been up to? How are you finding the weather? Oh God, we can't cope with it, can we? I'll tell you what, it doesn't half make you feel better, doesn't it? But wow, it's been so warm. I literally can't do anything. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just giving a bit of texture on here to where the shape of the hill. So it's going into a valley. Just bring that down. Add a bit of water. Oh, I've not painted outside for ages. I used to do it all the time. There's nothing better. And it doesn't even matter if you can't paint, you know, if you just go with a little board and a tiny little paint. These paints that I'm using, they've been with me forever. Tiny palette of Winsor & Newton. Right, so I'm just going to leave that for a minute. Quite happy. Let's put a tiny bit in there as well. And this tree here, this bush, I'm just going to put that in the light green because I know that's going to go darker as well. Just getting the light tones in at the moment. Right, let's get this beautiful skein. Beautiful. So, let's wet this. I'm not sure how this is going to work because I'm not on a flat, but that's fine. I'll make it work. Hiya Avril, you alright? Nice weather we're having. Quite like that. Let's move that about, so let's see what that does. Actually, this might work to my benefit. My phone keeps going off, so if I'm not replying right away, it's because of my phone. I'm just getting delayed messages. A bit more there. That dripped down a bit. Just nudging that where I want it to go. breeze. Sucking that up a bit. Oh, that was good. Yeah, it's getting a bit windy here, Avril. Because I live in the middle of two fields, oh, the weather here is so extreme. Actually, this might really work to my advantage. Let's sort that up a minute. So before, everything was blowing all over the place. It's calmed down a little bit now. That looks so nice. Right, don't overdo it, Erica, like you always do. So all I've done here is I've gone in with the blue first, a very light blue, and then I've gone over that with another layer of blue, which is giving depth to the clouds. Just suck that up. So I'm going to suck this up with a dry brush. So watch. Sorry, I'm in the way. Just going to suck that up, right in the brush. Suck that up. Right in the brush. There you go. There you go. I actually like some of these droplets. Oh my god. I don't want to mess with that in it much more because I like it. Just put a tiny bit there so you can see where it ends. Oh, it's getting a bit windy. Right, wait a minute, just wait a minute. Just get back, see what he's all saying. You know what's really weird? I've been trying my best to keep Archie cool, and he's literally sat in the hottest bit of the back. Sat with animals. We used to have a dog, Copper he was called. Oh, I loved him. He's a King Charles Spaniel, and he used to sit that close to the fire. I actually don't know how he didn't get burned. Right, I'm just going to get a smaller brush. I'm going to just do a tiny bit of cloud formation just behind this house. A tiny bit. I'll zoom in a minute and show you. All I've done here is I've just, oh that's nice, cool. All I've done here is I've just put the paper, so I'm using smooth 300 grams watercolour paper, and I've just stretched it onto a piece of board so it won't curve as much. Right, let me just show you that a minute. I know it's only the first bit, but let me show you. I don't know if it'll let me zoom in. Oh yeah, it will. Oh no, I don't know now. Let me move it a minute. You see the sky? Done a couple of layers there, can you see? I'm just getting the layers in at the moment. Right, I'll keep it like that for now. There's some blue coming here. Just going to put a tiny bit of darker bits in here. Get my big brush. Then just diffuse that. Suck that up. Suck that up. You know what? There's nothing better, honestly, is to just go outside and paint clouds. Clouds are really, really difficult to get right. But I want that a bit more poppy. Sorry, I'm in the way. I hope I'm not. Let's get that a bit more poppy. So I'm just adding a hint of colour there into my water, wipe my brush slightly so it's not really runny. So I've got a bit of blue coming behind these trees there. Sort that up. Yeah, it's quite weird me working, you know, upright like this because I've not done it for that long. It's totally different than if you're working flat. I think you've probably got more control if you're working flat. But I'm alright with that. I don't want to do much more to that. I do have a tendency of overdoing stuff. Right, I'm going to start getting some of this in. So this is where, hopefully, the magic begins. Right, so it's going, it's doing that, it's in a dip. So, and then it's going straight across here. I'll show you this in a bit. You can't see this at the moment. There's loads of wildflowers here. I think they're in, what are they? No, but I did, Avril, I did get, oh, it's drying this as quick as I'm putting it on. I did get, you know, the cool mat. And to be honest, he didn't really go on it. They're funny, aren't they? I think they can cope a lot better than we think. Right, so all I'm doing at the moment is I'm really wetting this, because this is where I'm going to start putting the wildflowers. It is drying a lot quicker than I thought, but hey ho. Right, let me get me. I sometimes use plates. When I was married, Dave used to go mad, and I can remember even when I was at home with my mum, my mum used to go mad. Kept using the plates. But I just think now, I live on my own, my plates can do what I want with them. So I'm using a bit of sienna, a bit of the sap green. What that does is, it just takes, I'm going to put a tiny bit of rose in, believe it or not, it just takes the sharpness out of the green to make it look more realistic. That'll be well and truly dry now, right? Can't do much about that, so let's just carry on that. I'll do this section first. I'm just going to start dripping down for now. Just dripping down where I want this to go. I think what's really nice as well with this way of working is that if you keep the background quite tight and then be quite abstract in the foreground, it gives a bit of liveliness to your painting. Because I mean, for me, you can't see this, but everything's moving in. Everything's moving. So all I'm doing is I'm just doing an impression of what I'm seeing. And I haven't got my glasses on, I've got my sunglasses on, so there you go. And then, so I'm going in with your lighters first. And then I'm gonna go and start going in with the darker greens. Slightly darker green. Actually, that might be really good. Mix that. Yeah. So again, just get this in. It's so hard though, isn't it? You know, in this country, to even do stuff like this, because you really can rely on the weather. So sorry for not replying to if anyone's saying out. It's just because for some reason I was more worried about the iPad than my phone, because I've got phone data, but it seems to be my phone that keeps going out of sync. Just going on again. So all this is really, this is just building up. And all I can say when you're using this technique is have as much fun as you can. That's what it's all about. And then in the valley here, there's loads of wildflowers. Oh, you know what, Adele? I've been here for 3 years, and I absolutely, you know, when me and Dave separated, that was about 8 years ago now, I'd literally moved 10 times because I didn't feel like I'd landed in the right place. And then when I seen this, so originally I lived next door. Next door hasn't got an outside. I mean, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, the front. When you go to the, in fact, when I finish, I'll show you the front. When you go to the front, that's all green as well. But it wasn't mine. You know, it was everybody's. I mean, there's only 4 of us here, so we all get on really, really well. But I wanted my own place, especially when I got Archie. So all I'm doing here is I'm mixing a couple of greens together with the sienna and a tiny bit of rose, because the warmness of the rose makes the green more earthy. So it looks, so you know when sometimes you do a painting, you do green grass and it looks in your face bright green. All you need to do, that's better, all you need to do is add a warmer tone to the green, either a rose or an orange, and it will totally make it look more earthy. I've just finished well, I haven't just finished, I'm actually on portraits now, but I've finished cotton socks. And oh my god, it's cotton socks Christmas, which is really weird, you know. Like, you know, they say that we do Christmas in July, but don't forget, I'm drawing up to about 2 months before that as well. So it's bizarre drawing Christmas and stuff. Well, round about March. But I love cotton socks because I mean portraits are more arty, so that's like the art side of me. But cotton socks just takes me somewhere else. See how I'm building that up now? I know it don't really look like anything at the moment, but it will. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping the foreground quite texturous and the background more flat. So once it's finished, it will create more of a depth. Actually, it's working to my advantage because I haven't got my heat gun. So I've not got a socket outside. It's drying it. Oh god, that's looking well nice. That's the mank in me. Let me show you that. Well no, I'm sorry it's a bit curly, the picture. Let me just see if I can do it a bit. You see, I'm just building all this up now. Oh, we like it very much. Right, let's get these in because they're beautiful. I'm just going to wet slightly above what I've already done, because these wildflowers are coming above it. Also as well, when you drip the water down, it'll cause it, you see, a texture here now, which is even adding to it. I don't know, I'm trying to think what them wildflowers are called, them they're like a purpley pink. All over this field. So I'm going in the lightest colour first, which is the pink. Just going to drip it. Actually, I don't need to do that. So dot, 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 dot. Just dot into a bit of a point. You know what, he never barks actually, he only barks when there's someone. Dogs outside. I am making a big deal about these, you can hardly see them, but at the end of the day it's an artist license, and I think that they really are beautiful. I think it look nice with a bit of colouring. I'm just going to get a few more in, and then So all I'm doing is I'm just dotting, because that's literally all I can see. Yeah, it's all nice. I'll do some darker ones in a minute here. Let's get the light bits in first. Just dotting. Yeah, it's really good because I am on a vertical. It's sliding down, which is great. Right, I'm going to put some more here. Also as well, when you're doing something like this, you'd be very tempted. Just make sure you keep looking at what you're doing, because you could be very tempted to do these right across. It won't look right. So don't do it. Right, I'm just going to do, just wait a minute, I think it's Amazon. Just give us a second. Right, just wait a minute. Right. So I'm just going to put some here in a cluster. Just dotting them in. Is there something going on there? Not there. There is something here though. Right, let's get that. Yes, what do you think, Archie? I need a bit more green here because it's drying so quick. Oh dear. Okay. Let's get some bit more detail in there. I'm looking. So I've got a round brush, but I've squeezed it so it's on the side. You see? I know there's all these videos telling you what you need to use these brushes, you need to use them brushes. Honestly, I could do the full, all this with just that brush, with a medium round brush. You just need to know how to use it. And then obviously in a bit, tiny bit here in the foreground is going to go a little bit darker. Let me just get these in the water, because you don't want these sharp lines. You're just going over the sharp lines, exactly what you've just done, but with just water. That will encourage them to be smooth, to run down. Again, into the green. Then into the water. Yeah, I'll have a look at the weather next week, and then I might go on the front if my Wi-Fi will let me. is with watercolour is starting your very lightest, building up. Some of the grasses here, very light on the tips. So I'm just going to do a bit of a dry brush. Yeah. Right, I'm going to get some flowers in here, just a hint, and then get this tree in, and then I'm going to get more detailed hair. But I like that. I'll show you. Yeah, you can see it. I'm not sure what it looks like because it does look on camera, it looks a bit wavy. Sorry. I will show you a picture of it when it's dried flat later. Right, this is quite dark, this bush. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at now. So, you see there in the valley where there's the bush, but right underneath there's them flowers, the wildflowers. That's what I'm going to try and create now. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to try and get the foreground to look a bit more texturous. I know it's looking a bit wavy that, but there's not much you can do about it. It's more the technique than anything. Right, you don't want to go too mad on the background, even though that is quite a focal point, that big bush. But I don't want to make too much of it because it's not really a pretty bush. So I'm going to go in with a darker green first, not too dark. Because I don't want it to really stand out. I'm just wetting this. There's a wall here as well, which I'm a bit thingy about putting in. I don't know if I want it in. Okay. Right, I'm going to start in with the light first. I'm just going to do the shape first. So again, I've just got this brush. It's rounded, and I'm just tapping. Can you see? And I'm just going with what I can see in front of me. So water, just drag that down slightly. Don't want to make too much of a big deal of this. Again, there's that lighter here. So I'm tapping, I'm just going with the shape, what I can see. Bring that down. Yeah. And then here, I'm going to leave this for a minute because this flower's here. but I don't want to go too dark because I won't be able to get the flowers in. Again, there's another bush behind, which is slightly darker. So I'm just going to go in with a bit of colour like that. Needs to be a bit more earthy. Yeah, that's alright. Some water, wipe your brush slightly, start diffusing this in. Again, diffuse it in. Just tap in. Just tap in. Just going to move a little bit down over the flowers. Right. Bit of a wet brush. Just tap it down. Come down here. I'm going to save a little bit for the flowers. So all I keep mixing at the moment is different gradients of green with the sienna and with the rose. Right. Now that's quite dark, isn't it? Just want a tiny bit of gap there so the little flowers can come up. Into my water. Just diffusing this colour where I want it to go. Drag it down. Drag it down. I might probably shouldn't, but I might add, you know, because I'm gonna be going in with purple in a bit. Rather than doing it very dark green at the stem, I'm going to go in with a plum. Yeah. That's nice. So all I'm doing is I'm just dabbing where I want this plum to go, but I'm going to diffuse it in a minute with the water. know what, Julia? Honestly, I can honestly say this, right? I was an art teacher, and I taught people, and I'm not joking here, who could literally draw stick people, and they got the GCSEs. Anybody can paint. It's just having the right tools and knowing what to do with them. And there's that many classes and stuff on YouTube, Facebook, but it's not even that. It's not even doing it and getting it right. It's a mindful thing. I mean, it's like I'm here with you now, but I do actually forget. I'm just in a world of my own. It's just going to that happy place. I mean, that's why you all craft, innit? I mean, I must admit, before I come into the craft world, because I'm quite new to the craft, right, I'm gonna just wait a minute. I'm quite new to the craft world, because obviously I've been in the art world most of my life. I didn't get it. I didn't get why people spent all that money just to make cards or, you know, gifts, or I really didn't. And you know what, now I do a little bit of craft myself, I so get it. I so get why you do it, because it takes you to that place. And you know what, we're lucky to have that place. I mean, you'd speak to people and they won't have a clue what you're going on about, and it's just because, you know, you are crafters, you craft for a reason, and a lot of it's because it just quiets your head. Sorry, I'm getting a bit thinking of this brush now. I need to stop. I need to stop sucking my brush as well. Do that. I've done that since I was at art college. Right, stop doing that now. I don't need to do anymore. I'll just put a few. Let's get a few of these little tiny flowers. Yeah. God, I don't have to use a lot of this rose. Right, again, these are tiny dots. You're just giving a hint. You just wipe your brush a bit. There's a lot in that belly there. Right. Just giving a hint. Way into the background, so. clams are out. Yeah. All I'm doing here is I'm just painting what I can see. Yeah. It's a lot over there. So all I'm doing is I'm just dotting. The sun's coming from here, so the right side will be a little bit more darker than the left. Just giving an impression of them. I'm just reboot my finger because just give us some. That's funny, Julie. Maybe you could have done with a bit of rose. I do see a lot of paintings, and they've been painted beautifully, but the colours are a little bit not real, and that is definitely my trick. If the green looks too green, add a warm colour. It tones it right down. Oh, that's a bit bright, Erica. Get it in for now. Maybe some diffusing. Yes, it is. Here's me going on about bright colours. Just diffuse out. My mum makes me laugh. She rang me last night. She said, "Don't know what to have for me tea." Well, I don't know what you can have for your tea. Rang me to tell me she didn't know what she was having for the tea. So daft me is going through all these different things. She's going, "No, don't fancy that." So don't forget, these that are nearer to me here, I mean, I'm making a bit more of a big deal of them, will be darker. Then the ones that are going back will be more diffused. That's what will give you the depth. And all I'm doing is, in fact, it might be working for me not having my glasses on. All I'm doing is I'm just dotting where I see that colour. So it'll be more of an impressionist sort of painting. I'm just going to dab some in, and then I'm going to diffuse it. Yeah, there's a lot over there, isn't there? Every time the wind comes up, keep holding my board. See, all this here is like nettles, so I'm not going to make a big deal about that. Sometimes you do need to use your artist interpretation of what you're seeing. All I've just done is I've dotted this in, and then I'm just dotting over it with water, so it softens it a little bit. Then I do want a bit of colour over this end, so because I'm not painting weeds and nettles. I remember once I actually got out and he got on the field, and I had to go after him. Oh my God, it was full of nettles. I mean, you could be on this all day, messing about with textures and stuff, but you can see how I've gone from just putting the flat colours on to then working forward, start putting your detail in. I mean, I absolutely love detail me, but I also love randomness as well. So I like to mix the two. Right, this is just water. Just getting the mark making in that I can see here. Then I'm going to start merging it in. This got quite a lot of pink undertone under that. Yeah, let's get it. Sometimes quite difficult, you know, with a lot of green. Trying to do, you know, different tones. Right, I'm going to just do a hint of that more. I'm not going to make too much of a deal of it. I'm just going to get this house in and do a bit more there. Thinking, do I get the Intel fan? Alright, so we go. Just giving a hint of these, I'm not making a big deal about it. I'm just going to finish this, let it dry. I'm just going to go and get a drink. I'm going to let it dry, see if it's dry, but then I'm going to get the house in and stuff. Sometimes with watercolour you don't really know what you've got until it dries, because it does. Sometimes it can dry a lot lighter. I'm just gonna go and get a drink and just sort this phone out because no messages are coming through. Stop messing with that. Right, let me just go and get a drink. Be 5 minutes, let me have a look. See the detailing? You can't really, can you? Not great outside, is it, the light? We'll get the detail of the house in, a bit more detail in the foreground. I think it sometimes helps as well when you step back from something. Also, the light keeps changing as well. Let me just sort my phone out. Hi Amanda. Sorry chick, it's just come through now. It's a bit of a scorcher now. What's really nice as well is, let me just get my phone on so I can see what you're saying, is when it's all dry, come on, to work into it with, to work into the foreground with pencil crayon as well. Right, what I am seeing is, I think it's because the light's changing as well. It's very light here, where the sun's coming in, and it's going down there. Yeah. So now what I'm doing is, I've got all the background in. I'm just starting to come into it with detail now. Bit here. I think that I don't like, not keen on that bush. Right, I'm just going to get, it's a bit beigey white, this building. It's beautiful, that building, you know, at night. That's why I wanted to do it later on today. The sunset, because the sun sets just behind that house. Do that a little bit darker there, so it's behind that one. Darker there. Get my brush. Light on that side because the sun's there. This dress I've got on, a bit random and all. I bought it when I was in Sri Lanka 15 years ago when I was 40. And it's fit me, and it's not fit me, then it's fit me, and then it's not fit me. But it's one of them dresses that, even when you've put a little bit of weight on, it always looks alright because it's a bit smocky. I like the smocky dresses, you feel dead comfy in them. Out there, but there's not much I can do. It just looks like a bit of a blood. Don't like a blob. Sorry, my big head's in the way. Oh, I slept with the fan on last night. I kept waking up, because I don't normally have the fan on, I kept waking up in the middle of the night. Like a bit, like mithered. Because the fan was blowing on me. So all I'm doing now is I'm working over it with detail. just bulging it up to give a bit of depth. Just looking where the dark sections are. Just leave that now, because so them windows, they're reflecting the blue of the sky, so I'm going to add a tiny bit of blue. them, you know, got loads of them little red, tiny little red spiders. Right, I'm just gonna do a bit more dark here, and then I think I've done. There's some quite bright. And then what I'll do is just add a bit more detail. Might put a bit of pencil crayon on. I'm just doing what I'm seeing here. It's quite light here. Thanks for spending a Saturday afternoon with me. I just didn't want to chance it later tonight. Yeah, it's quite dark right here. Let's get a bit of depth in that. I think the main thing before anything I say is that you get your colours right, because you could do a really beautiful painting and your colours not right. It doesn't look realistic. likes the day anyway, yes. Right, what I'm doing now is I'm just lifting colour off to create where the grasses are. The tops of them are really light, and how I'm achieving that is it's just a wet brush and just rubbing in. I've done full paintings where I've put colour on and then started removing it to reveal the colours that are underneath. That's a really lovely technique as well. It's a little bit greasy as well. But you can only do this technique if you've got quite a decent amount of colour on. And also it breaks it up for it not looking just all one texture or all one tone. You can see here now. This is what will make it look a little bit windswept as well. So I've shown you quite a few techniques today. Just have a go. Just go and sit in your back or go and take a walk somewhere. Even if for your first time just paint the clouds. The thing that's a bit bizarre with painting outside is the light keeps changing. But I think for now, I mean, I really could carry on with that. But I think for now, it's done. Yeah, let me show you. Just going to take my iPad off. Ooh. Where am I? You see? So that's what I've been doing. I know I've added more colour than... And then I will probably go into that a bit with pencil crayon. Wait a minute. So yeah, have a go. Go outside even if you just paint the clouds. And if you master them, you can master anything, because clouds are really hard to do. And what I'll do is, once it's dried properly and I've worked into it with pencil, I'll let you see what I've done. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And hopefully we can do this again.